I'm live. Okay, I'm just going live everywhere. Sean, very, very far away land, Waterkloof. Hi. Hello, Alan J. Hi, guys. Waterkloof is very far away land for me, yes. I'm all the way up in Limpopo, in Zanin. Yeah. So, hey, at least we're in South Africa. Do you have electricity? This is why I'm so late. This is my daily method of operation, and I need to go live every single day. And then at 7 o'clock, boom! How are you doing? I'm great, thanks, Alan J. Eskom decided now it's time to take your electricity, and it only went back on like 10 minutes ago. So my daily method of operation has to happen every day. So here I am. Okay, let's just go live over here and over here. Hi, YouTube. Thanks for following me. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. And thank you for Stefan. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the likes. If you're not following me yet, if you don't know me yet, hi, everyone. Welcome to my live tonight. It's literally late night with Lindy. Hey, Navu, thanks for joining in. I'm Lindy Jardim. I am a homeschooling mom of two, so I'm at home. They're with me all day, every day, and I have a daily method of operation. There's certain things that I need to do, and life is one of them. And this is why I need to do it this time of night when everyone's asleep and mommy can get to her work. So what do I do? Why do I go live? I love to share my thoughts with you. Sometimes it's a story. Today I'm going to tell you what medicine I used for a bad mood. Hi, thanks for following me and thanks for sharing this live. Because I have a good story. But what I do is I help you to find a natural solution to your health and wellness. If that's a passion that you have, I can also help you to turn that into an income. I love using online, although there's social media, although there's many other ways to earn money, to earn some additional income, because every South African family, well, wherever you are in the world, you need an additional income. You cannot think that you will be okay with only one income. You need multiple streams of income, okay? And I help you to create another stream of income, to reduce that debt, to lift your income so that you can not only survive in this life but thrive, okay? So thank you for following me, user. Eskom, now Lindy, Eskom says, boom, Lindy suffers. No, I don't suffer, Sean. I don't suffer when the electricity goes off. It's just moving my timeline a little later. So, you know, that's okay. That's what I do. That's what Eskom does, and we adjust. I have a client that every time I talk to her, she's like, "Oh, we're without electricity again. And she complains about the country and she complains about everything. And I'm like, you know what? There's always bad to focus on, but there's also always good. So I do prefer to focus on the fact that we have electricity most of the time. I mean, it could have been vice versa, right? We could have been load shed like 8 hours of the day and only had electricity for 2. So let's focus on the good. And this is not an Eskom talk. Let's not go there. Anyways, so thank you for the follows. Thank you for following me. Thank you for joining in. I hope you get a message out of this. I do love using essential oils in my homeschooling journey, in my mom journey, in our health and wellness journey. So tonight is the kind of essential oil chatter. I want to tell you a story. My boy, here we go. So yeah, please share this live. If you share the live, put shared in the comments. I'll give you a full name shout out. Okay. Harman, thanks for joining in. Right. So this is what happened. My boy wakes up this morning and he's like, I'm in a bad mood. Get my sister out of the room. Daddy needs to leave the room. I'm in a bad mood. So I'm like, no way. On a Monday morning, this is not the way we want to start a Monday morning, right? We want to start the morning with sunshine. Now, listen, his little sister is like a little ray of sunshine. She gets up in the morning and she's like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Tra-la-la, could we all wake up, please? It's a beautiful Monday morning. Tra-la-la. That's his little sister. No, his big sister. So he's kind of a late sleeper. Hi, Tamian. Thanks for joining in and thanks for following me. So when like she walks into the room, we all kind of want to hit her with a pan and like just go to bed for another hour at least. Red wine is my medicine. Okay, well, I've got a better story than red wine, but thanks for following me, Natasha. I know I also like red wine and I like actually beer, so I kind of, I'm torn between those two, but I have better than red wine. Okay, but you need to hear the whole story, so you need to stick to the end. Okay, and I'm very late with my life tonight because it's just been a busy day, and then yeah. Anyways, didn't have electricity to go any earlier, so I'm seeing a lot of new faces that I don't normally see. So hey, all my late nighters. But this is the thing, like my little boy gets up way later than the rest and he wants to sleep late, and he's not a morning person, very much like me. Like you'll get up and normally you'll be like, good morning, how did you sleep? I'll be just like, that'll be my good morning, and my how are you, I'm fine, that kind of thing. Like, I'm not a morning person, give me time to wake up. Okay, so this morning my little 4-year-old wakes up like that, and he's in such a bad mood, he's chasing everyone out of the room, he's just miserable. Okay, and he calls me back, he says, mommy, come here. I'm like, yeah. He says, you need to rub me with some oil. So I'm like, okay, I see. You know where your medicine comes from. You know what makes you feel better. At 4-year-old, this is so amazing about these essential oils that he just knows what he needs. Like, I'm gonna put some In Tune on because it is late at night. Okay. So, anyways, I'm like, okay, boy, what do you want? What essential oils? Or what do you want me to rub you with, And he's like, no, okay, give me, like, so I take some of the kitty's kit, like the calmer, the kitty's kit. Daisy, thanks for following in. Kids today are so well informed. They are, especially if you go like in my house, in my family, we go the natural route. Okay, so they know when they feel sick, when they feel offish, when they're in a bad, they know what to ask for, and they always reach for the essential oils. So they I'm like, okay, so I'm taking the calmer and I'm rubbing his ears, applying to his chest, little under his feet. I'm thinking, okay, that's it. Little while, still chasing everyone out. I'm like, okay, we need to go a bit stronger. So I'm like, okay, so where is the owie? Is it your heart that's hurting? Is it your brain? Is it your body? Is it your throat? So he's like, I'm kind of thinking, and he's like, okay, no, it's like my heart. I'm feeling kind of irritated and like, okay, so the emotions that he's describing is like, okay, it's something emotional. It's not something physical. Okay, so I'm thinking, right, he's not sick, he's just like having a bad day. So this is like, early in the morning. Hi Carla, thanks for joining in. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my 4-year-old this time of a Monday morning, because who the heck wants a bad mood toddler on a Monday morning? We have lots to do on a Monday. So Carla, thanks for following. And he calls me, he's like, no, we need more oil. I'm like, okay, so you want me to do a symphony of the cells? So for those that don't know, a symphony of the cells, in my home, this is magic. It comes from this little book, Symphony of the Cells. This is where you layer your essential oils on top of each other, certain oils in a certain order, and you also like on the spine, and then some of it you might need to inhale like this. Like, I applied my In Tune on the inside of my hand and I rubbed it, and then I kind of inhaled it like that. In Tune is just it's a focus blend. So like, I need to focus now to not lose track of my story. So that's why I'm applying In Tune. But anyways, Symphony of the Cells. So I'm like, okay, so there's 3 choices. The first one would be like something moody toddlers, I know, 15-hour flights. No, you need to listen to the full story, Natasha. So there's one for purpose. So he's had the purpose before. That's when you're like really in a bad mood. Like, I actually need to tell you exactly what the purpose. Okay, well, there's one for. This is the first one I give him the option for, forgiveness. So that's like when you like broken heart syndrome, depression, hate, loneliness, mood disorders, PTSD, rage, self-hate, resentment, self-doubt, that kind of thing. So I'm like, okay, sweetie, do you want the forgiveness protocol? That's like emotional, like really emotional. So it's like, maybe. So I'm like, okay, we could do the infectious disease one, because that's like when you're really sick. I'm just talking to someone actually that has candida. But for instance, this one helps with bacterial infections, candida, funguses, immune support infections, that kind of thing, parasites. So we could do that. But he's like, no, 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 no. That's not what's wrong with me. This is my 4-year-old, right? He's so like they are so in tune with their bodies. So I keep paging. I'm like, okay, there's another one. There's purpose. So now I need to find purpose. Here we go. Purpose. Purpose is like anxiety, also depression, maybe a bit of hypertension, mental fatigue, nervousness, OCD, overwhelm, self-doubt, stress, unmotivated. There's OCD. There's quite a few other things as well, but I'm not just kind of, touching on some of this like symptoms, if I can call it that he was showing this morning. So those are the 3 options I give him. So he thinks for a little bit. He's like, I think the purpose. You need to do the purpose for me, mommy. So I'm like, okay, done deal, boy. So I lie him down, and now the purpose, you need to like put it like 2 drops. This is the thing about these pure essential oils, like 2 drops on the spine. The rest of it goes onto the feet, and then you make him inhale it, right? So I'm holding the bottle in front of his nose, and I'm just dropping the 2 drops. And every time, this is so amazing. Normally it would be oils that he doesn't even enjoy smelling, but today I apply the 2 drops. I rub it into his back just like that, and he like takes off his shirt and he's like, okay, it's time, you need to rub me with these oils. And I put the 2 drops on his back, and then I hold it in front of his nose, and I'm like, breathe. And every single time I hold it in front of his nose, he's like, oh, that smells so good. And he takes a deep breath and he's like, oh, that smells so good. Every single time I hold it in front of his mouth, he's like, oh, wow, that smells really good. And he chased his sister off the bed. After the second oil, she came back onto the bed and he was fine. He didn't chase her anymore. So this is how fast this worked, okay? And then I get to the end of it and like smelling the last. Hi, Betsy, thanks for joining in. And so he smells the last oil, and I apply it and I'm like, okay, you're done. And he gets up and we put his shirt back on, and he goes and he sits next to his sister like nothing's wrong. Like it's like bad mood gone. He says, thank you, mommy. I feel better now. And I tell my husband this story. And I'm like, every time this happens, whenever they get sick or whenever they're in a bad mood or whenever they might be a bit angry at each other, then I would just go and do the forgiveness, protocol. I have a friend with a very severely depressed, and I have hair in my mouth, a severely depressed boy, ADHD, like he's really difficult, throws hectic tantrums. And we alternate the forgive and the purpose protocols with him. And he now asks for his oils. He doesn't ask for medication. He doesn't ask for therapy. He doesn't ask to be forced to go and talk to someone or to go and drink something. He's like, could you just oil me? And then my husband mentioned that it's maybe it is the oils, obviously, but it's also the fact that I touched him. He needed the touch. He didn't ask me, just give me my oils. He said, mommy, you need to rub me with my oils. I needed to touch him. So this is another thing that I think as moms, as parents, we tend to miss. We don't touch our kids enough. Like we don't hug them enough. We don't hold them enough. So it was that touch, and he is a little cuddle bunny. He wanted to be touched, not his shirt, his body. He needed that. They need to be touched. So it was the synergy of the oils and their emotional effects that it had on him. But it was also the fact that mommy touched him, that I touched him and I gave him the love that he needed. And that's also what made him feel better. So Natasha, I hope that you will get in touch. Let's get you these oils. Let's fix that 15-hour flights, okay? Because the kids can be difficult. And you know what happened to me? Before I end off, let me tell you another story about kids and flights. The first time I took him on a flight, he's like me, we get motion sick very easily. And the first time we took him on a flight, he was about 6. No, I'm lying, a little older. He was about 10 months old, and everything went good with the lift off. And about 10 minutes before landing, he's now getting irritated. It was only like an hour, or it was like an hour flight. It wasn't even, maybe 2 hours. I can't remember. But like on landing, about 10 minutes before landing, he starts getting like really, like uncomfortable. And the next moment he like vomits all over me. And I'm like, this is very charming. At least we're 10 minutes from landing, but now everything's dirty. Like the seat of the plane is full, and I'm full. And I think I have my shirt wrong side on. I can just feel something's uncomfortable. I, feel I'm full of, so, well, that's my little boy. So these oils have helped me through a lot of uncomfortable situations. This morning was. So anyways, to end off my story, it'll be a quick one because it's late at night. To end off my story, he had a good day. For the rest of the day, he didn't like complain again. They didn't even fight once. My 2 kids didn't even fight once. They were playing outside, they were playing inside. Nobody screamed for a certain amount of food, because that's normally what they do, right? It's too little, it's too much, it's too this. Nobody. They were playing in his room, they were playing in her room. They were just 2 happy chappies. And he woke up like in a really bad mood. A really bad mood. So, I mean, these essential oils, if it's a pure essential oil, they can do magic. Okay. And like I don't think I've ever talked about the Symphony of the Cells, but this Symphony of the Cells saved my life this morning from a very, very busy Monday. It literally turned it whoop, like 100 degrees, from a very bad Monday with a very difficult 4-year-old to a, hey mom, I'm going to enjoy my day, I'm fine. So is there medicine for a bad mood? Heck yes, there is. You need to, number one, get the right oils, follow the right protocol, get the right oily educators so that you know who to work with and how to work with them. And number two, you need to touch your kids, give them hugs, talk to them, touch them, hold them. This is my point that I wanted to get across earlier. If our kids aren't feeling well, we tend to just push a spoonful of medicine down their throat. You're not touching them. Or you give them a pill. You're not touching them. You take them to the doctor. You're not touching them. Sometimes a hug can be healing. I read a book, Chicken Soup for the Soul. Who hasn't read Chicken Soup for the Soul? Love it. But I love just, touching up on some of the stories because they really are heartwarming, and it brings a feeling of humanness back into my life. If you've read it, let me know in the comments. But they say that 4 hugs a day is just needed for survival. You need 8 hugs a day just to live. Then you need 12 hugs a day to heal. You need 12 hugs a day to heal. Are you giving 12 hugs a day? Are you getting 12 hugs a day? Hugs, touch, essential oils. Like those are the 3 things that my family just cannot live without in terms of mental health, in terms of physical health, and in terms of healing, in terms of just being together in a home, like all day, every day, surviving homeschooling, surviving each other, surviving different personalities. We have the loud ones and we have the quiet ones. We have the chattery ones and we have the I don't really talk that much ones. So we have so many personalities. Like these 3 things help us survive. So yes, is there medicine for a bad mood? Heck yes, I experienced it this morning and I'm going to give it a try next time I have a bad mooder in the house, because it worked this morning. It's going to work again. This is how much I believe in my essential oils. So I'm going to say bye-bye to Instagram first. Drop me some 5s in the comments if you enjoyed this info. And if you want to learn more, drop me a 10. And then I will see you tomorrow, because this is my daily method of operation. I need to go live every single day. It doesn't matter what time. If I don't get to do it earlier, I need to do it later. actually wanted to do it this morning. And then as I was like doing some of my work, I thought, yeah, this is an ideal time. The kids are actually playing. The moods are better. Hi, Fat Boy. Thanks for joining, and thanks for following me. Oh, Susan Yardim. It seems like we have a name body there. Bye, Facebook. You're next. Drop me some fives in the comments if you enjoyed this live, and give me some tens if you want to know more about the protocol that I used. And let me know, how often do you have a bad mooder in the house? If there's more than one kid in your house, you definitely have a bad mooder in the house. Who told me earlier this week that she has like almost like they take turns? She has a bad mooder in her house. I can't remember. So yeah, let me know with a 5 if this was valuable, and with a 10, whoops, if you want more information. Cheers. Great stuff. Okay, Facebook. Okay, YouTube. Um, right. So you're going to let me know in the comments. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Give me a 5 if you found value from this live, and give me a 10 if you want to know more, and I will let you know more. I will chat to you about that. So cheers, YouTube. I have to